Hello, I am your host, Mason Nutter, with my dear friend Tyler Bradshaw, and here we are out in the wild to explore the Yosemite and some of its problems and some solutions to those problems. So let's get started. First, let's go out and talk about fossil fuels burning, the burning of fossil fuels, When visitors come to the park, they drive their cars, which a lot of them are ecological inefficient, and they burn a lot of fossil fuels, and this causes a lot of degradation to the beautiful air here. And so when they burn fossil fuels, it degrades the quality of air. Due to the large amount of cars driving back and forth between these Yosemite roads, it degrades the air quality tremendously. There are many problems about this, and we need to do something to stop it. One of them is to drive more ecological, efficient cars. So, and here's an example of a hooligan revving his engine, just about to put so many bad things in the air. We'll cut to it right now. Now here's an example of a hooligan driving an inefficient car. Let's see it. Very irresponsible of him. You do not want to do that in the Yosemite. Alright, the next issue here on the show is wildfires. Now, wildfires are naturally going to happen here during the dry summer months, but another thing is the large bushfires outside of Yosemite, such in California and other places. These also impact Yosemite's air quality too, with all the gases going up in the air. And of course, there's not much you can do about this because it's natural, but you can do some prescribed burning, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, so natural wildfires happen, and it degrades the quality of air here. And oh look, natural wildfire coming. We'll be right back. Hello, we're back again, and here's an example of a wildfire that's currently dying out. But here's an example of it. These things are very dangerous. Make sure you always call Smokey if you see one.
The last major issue is agricultural emission. On farms west of the Yosemite, cattle are raised and other farm animals. These farm animals produce methane and other greenhouse gases. When these greenhouse gases are produced, it worsens the air quality for the park and everywhere else around. Some of the examples of these cattle and what produce the greenhouse gases are like this donkey and that bull over there. These are two of many animals that are kept on farms that produce the greenhouse gases that worsen the air quality for everybody else. Now for me to tell you guys one way to help lessen the air pollution. One way would be to drive an electric car or even drive a hybrid car that get better miles to the gallon, like this one here. By driving a more efficient car, you produce less emissions, which would help the atmosphere be less polluted, which helps the air quality rise and Yosemite to have less of these air pollution problems. Now, here's an example of a Nissan Altima, which is very, very gas efficient and is...
Now we're back again to talk about prescribed burnings, as we just saw a wildfire. But we're here to talk about prescribed burnings, and we can use these things to help out when the actual wildfires do occur, because they are going to happen and we can't do much about it. But with wildfires, we can regulate everything and remove all the invasive species and all of these and lessen the wildfire, because when they do come, all the fuels will be gone from the prescribed burnings. But now we're about to show you an example of prescribed burning. Please do not do this at home. We are professionals and we know what we are doing. Don't do this at home, boys.
Now here is a prescribed burning that we're doing.
Well, that's all, folks. Thanks for joining in with me, Tyler Bradshaw, and my co-host, Mason Nutter.
That's me.
And maybe now you'll think a little bit more about being more careful with what you do to harm the atmosphere so you can keep enjoying the natural beauty of the Yosemite National Park.